Hello everyone. Very good afternoon. Good evening. Hi Shania, how are you? Shaurya, Devender, Meghna, Chintya.
Yeah, fine. How are you?
I am very good. When are you coming to meet me, Shania? Tell me, Shania. How are you, Meghna, Devender, Achintya, Shaurya?
Fine, sir.
All fine? So as I said,
Yes,
today we
sir.
are going to start again another important topic, mostly for competitive exams. This topic is mostly for competitive exam, not really for English speaking. But important thing is that yes, it helps better English. Now, and this topic is known as, there are many names. Like we can call it jumbled sentences, para-jumbled, sentence rearrangement. Any other name, Meghna or Devender, because you will be doing this kind of questions a lot for competitive exams. Sentence rearrangement, not arrangement, rearrangement. Correct? What does it mean? Who will explain it? What does it mean really? This topic.
Sir, means the sentences are jumbled.
Okay.
And we
Correct.
have to frame it correctly.
We have to arrange in a proper, meaningful order, grammatically as well as meaningfully. Correct?
Yes.
Para-jumbled or para-jumbles. It's not about words. It's about sentences. Agree? It's about sentences. It's not about word really. Arranging in a order, right, mate? So when we arrange in a order, it's not about only grammar. It's also about the proper meaning. So before I start this, obviously it's important to tell you the techniques, how to do this, tips, what all you should do. And I'll give you a lot of examples while solving the problems, how we are using technique. But first important points or tips or tricks to solve para-jumbles. To solve para-jumbles. Okay. Now you also can free to. Okay, Shania is saying this has an apple girl. Correct. This girl apple. Very good, Shania. That's a good example. But I am not going to give as simple. I am going to give very difficult sentences. They're very easy.
Okay, sir.
But good. So very good. Shania is very nice. She has given an example. Nice. So first thing is, as usual, this is a very common, you can say, philosophy. Everybody does that, but still, read very carefully all the statements. Carefully. So that is very important that okay, this we take it very. Should not read like this a paragraph or passage. No, we should read to understand and notice the keywords. When you say notice the keyword, which what? I'll give you the second. Main thing is notice keywords. So keywords not for understanding the whole meaning of the paragraph. No. Notice the keyword to find out what starting sentence and ending sentence. Or you can say our objective is to find out, the first better trick is try to find out of all the sentences which can be the first sentence, which cannot be the first sentence, which can be the end sentence. That is one of the tricks. So how to find out start sentence, and there are so many tricks out there. For example, I'll tell you later when you use yet, but, when, they, anyway. Those kind of things give you a lot of clue whether that can be first sentence or not, last sentence or not, or connected. I'll explain an example.
Sir,
Yes, please.
so you can find out the starting sentence by seeing the capital letter.
But all the sentence will be, yes, that is very good idea. So there are two different types of questions, Cynthia. In one question, we are going to break one sentence into multiple parts. Okay. So there you are right. We can look for the first letter as capital, and that can be the first sentence. But when I give you group of sentence, every sentence will have first letter capital. So that would define a good. Your technique is very good. We'll use it for the first type of question, where one sentence is broken into multiple words. Good. So note capital letters, that is also. Look for starting sentence. Look for, not looks, look for. Why I'm saying looks, okay. And the most important thing is find or focus on connecting words. So those connecting words are very important to do para jumbles. So those connecting words can be pronouns, adjectives, it can be. But you have to, yes, Moksha, very, very good morning. So these connecting words can be most of the time adjectives or pronouns. So you have to look from the special word. And the most important thing is linking sentences meaningfully. That is what is the main thing. You have to meaningfully link them. That will decide the order. Okay. So I'll give you one example which is very simple before going to do more difficult example. Okay. And one of the technique which you use apart from all this is eliminate. If I give you option, then eliminate options. Like, okay, you can say, oh, suppose I start telling about some sentence, I start saying, okay, Achintya went to this, Achintya. But before that, if I don't introduce Achintya, then I can say that all other statement cannot be the first statement. And I'll give you example, clear example when we do the question. But there are a lot of clues which you can use it to decide a particular sentence can be the first sentence or not. See, the most important thing in whole this is this. This and this. These are the very good way of how to do para jumbles. Look for which statement can be starting and which cannot be. And try to link off multiple sentences. So we are going to, you can note down this, guys. You take a screenshot before I start the first question to give you idea of that how it works. Note it down. So next example, I am only just giving you to explain how para jumble works. And here I am going to give you all the concept ki how. This is not actual question, this is just to give the meaning of para jumble. Read it. Achintya, please read this.
Yes, sir. Rani fills the form to the dance show. A talent hunt show is looking for.
Read the first one.
Given below are jumbled statements. Arrange the following in logical form.
Logical
Rani
form.
fills.
Correct. The point here is not about grammatical. Grammatical, everything is correct. But logical form. Please read all the 5, please.
Rani fills the form to the dance show. A talent hunt show is looking for classical dancers like Rani. Rani is called for auditions. Rani is a trained Bharatanatyam dancer. Rani gets selected.
Got it. Now our first objective is, okay, when we read this all about Rani and talent show and activities, right? Now our objective is to look at which can be the first sentence. The whole objective is to find out which can be the first sentence or which cannot be first sentence. So can you tell me, guys, every one of which cannot be first sentence? Yes, Achintya. Tell me any one sentence which cannot be first sentence and why?
So the fifth one.
So fifth one. Why fifth one cannot be one? Because?
Sir, it's the result as well.
Is the result. Okay. Achintya, tell me one more. Which one cannot be the first one?
Rani is called for auditions.
Rani is called for audition. Moksha, can you find out for remaining 1, 2, and 4 which cannot be the first statement?
4.
Rani is a trained Bharatanatyam dancer. Why it cannot be first sentence?
Because it doesn't include that Rani is filling the form.
Okay, but filling the form it should be the first one. Meghna, Devender, out of 1, 2, and 4, which cannot be the first one?
First
Yes.
sentence.
The first one.
First cannot be. Why, Shaurya?
Sir, because when the show people call the people, then only they fills the form.
Correct. So Rani fill the form. See, they're not given the context. They're not given any introduction. They're not given any basic information. How this? So first one also cannot be the starting status. Now we have two choice, 2 and 4. Now everybody, Devender, I want you to tell me which either 2 or 4, which can be your starting sentence and why.
Sir, maybe fourth one first sentence, sir.
So fourth can be first, second cannot be. Why?
Because
very
first
strong.
Rani, it is all because all the Bharatanatyam, Rani is a Bharatanatyam dancer.
Okay, 4 can be first,
The
second. I know.
sentences
But
talks
why
about
second
Rani.
cannot be the first?
Who is
sentence?
Rani first of all?
That's the point. Understood, guys? What we said.
Because the second
cannot
one-
be the second cannot be starting sentence because they are talking about Rani. Rani is not introduced, right? Right,
Who
Devendra?
is Rani first of all? Yes, sir. I
What
want to say
Dev-
like
very good. So what Devendra is saying is second statement cannot be starting because second statement say a talent hunt is looking. I'll read again. A talent hunt show is looking for classical dancer. That is fine. But like Rani, how they can say Rani when Rani is not introduced at all to us? That is why second also cannot be starting. So guys, generally the first statement is about introduction, giving some context, preface, correct? That is why in this case, this statement has to be the number 1 statement. Everybody agree? First statement will be Rani is a trained Bharat. This is the introduction. Rani is a trained Bharatanatyam dancer. Now, tell me now, Shania, out of remaining, which cannot be second? Can Rani get selected? Can be second, Shania?
Yes, sir.
First statement is done. We are done with this first, right?
Yes, sir.
So which can be the next? Can the fifth one be the next? Rani get selected? No.
No, sir.
No. Rani is called for audition. Can that be the second statement? See, we just know Rani is a trained Bharatanatyam dancer. What will I do is, I'll start writing here now. I'll remove this from here. So that everybody will clear key what is this is our starting sentence, correct? So now I wrote it here. My paragraph will start from this one. Now tell me whether 5 can come or 3 can come or not. No, right, Shania?
Sir.
Neither 5 can come, neither 3 can come, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, Shania, after 4, 1 will come or 2 will come?
Sir, I think so. It would be.
It will be
Sir, is it
2, correct?
It would be 2.
Because one say Rani fill the form. No. How fill the form? We don't know about anything about any show is there or not. That is why next has to be statement number 2. Ki Rani a talent hunt show is looking for classical dancer like Rani. Everybody agree? Now tell me, Meghna, which can be the next and why? Because everybody has to tell me the reason also, guys. Which sentence can be next after this?
Sir, can I?
Rani.
Let
the
Meghna
dance.
say it. Tell me again, Meghna.
Third one, run is called for auditions.
A talent hunt show is looking for classical dancer like Rani. No, obviously 5 cannot be. It will be 1 or 2, 3.
Yes, sir.
Meghna, is it 1 or
So
3?
it will be 3, sir.
Rani is called for audition. Rani filled the form to dance show. Now tell me, Abhinav, you are saying something.
Sir, it should be the first one because only after you fill the form you can be called for auditions, right?
Correct. So guys, Meghna, it should be first because first you fill the form to dance show, then you will be called because there will be many people who may be opting for it. So first you have to fill the form and then selected people will call for the auditions, correct? Now tell me Moksha, we're done with first 3. Now what could be the next one, Moksha?
Third one, because she's called for audition
You are right.
and then she gets selected.
Yeah, because you know that the 5th one will be the last one, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. That is why. That is how, guys, this works. This is a very easy one. So here what we are looking for? We were looking for logical clues. What order linkage? So guys, the most important thing is try to identify which can be the starting and which can be the last. Here we know that the ending statement has to be Rani gets selected. We know that first one has to be introduction about Rani. So Rani is a trained Bharatanatyam dancer. And after that, it's all about connection between the sentences. Sorry, you want to say something?
No, sir.
Okay. Perfect. Now tell me, we're going to do very easy ones first. Everybody will try to give me the answer, and whoever give me the answer will explain me why. This is your first question for today. And guys, these are the options. You have to choose one of the options. This is very useful to choose option. But before that, read once everybody and then start telling me what you think. Rearrange the parts of the sentence in correct order. This is part of one sentence only. You have to put proper order. Now, guys, the point is when you say one means this will be the starting sentence, they already telling you. You first the starting sentence and then remaining one to arrange what will come after one. Is it PQR or RPQ or QPR or RQ? Okay, this is how you have to think about. Who want to read this? Shania want to read this quickly? All the 4 statements, 1 PQR for everyone.
Sir, did you call me?
Yes, read all the statement 1 PQR.
Yes, sir. Means I need to arrange it.
No, just read it for everyone.
Okay, sir. Rearrange the parts of the sentence in the correct order. First, our body takes in many toxins from P. We eat and we must have Q.
Yes.
Process of purging these impurities are the atmosphere and the food.
Very nice. Now, Achintya, do you want to explain how you approach this?
Rearrange the parts of the sentence. Our body takes in many toxins from.
And don't worry about capital here. See, don't worry about this capital letters in all first. This is wrong, right? This is just part of this. So, in your opinion, which cannot be the statement after one? Is it PQR? Which one you eliminate?
We eat and we must have.
Our body takes in many toxins from wheat. So wheat cannot be, right? It's very illogical. Our body takes in many toxins from wheat. No. So wheat and must have cannot be the next one. Tell me what else can be. So you have to choose between Q or R.
Q is the one. Our body takes in many toxins from a process for purging these impurities.
Our body takes in many toxins from a process for purging these impurities. Okay.
No, no, I think it's R.
Why? R is correct. So our body takes in many toxins from the atmosphere and the food. So everybody agree? This will be the next one. Right, Achintya?
Yes, sir.
So this will come here. Now tell me between these two, who will become next? Our body takes in many toxins from the atmosphere and the food.
I think it's in the correct order.
So then, and the food we eat, and we must have a process of purging these impurities. Now, if you want to make it sure, what you should do is, you make it all proper. And you remove this. Mute. That is all. So now you read and see whether it makes sense or not. Read it, Moksha, this, and see whether it makes sense. Read it full.
Our body takes in many toxins from the atmosphere and the food we eat, and we must have a process for purging these impurities.
Correct. This makes sense and it looks logical. So guys, how we learned this, how we have done this? Yes, because when we were trying to connect this, we found that okay, our body takes in many toxins from, obviously from where? From the atmosphere, from the wheat, or from the wheat cannot happen. From we eat cannot happen, right? That's why we said cannot be that. From a process of purging, no, it doesn't look as logical because from something, so from the atmosphere. That is why this came next. So guys, ending and then starting, you have to be logically correct. We got it that okay? From the atmosphere. After that, no, and the food we eat, or and the food a process. And the food a process is obviously not a logical connection. So, and the food we eat. Got it, guys? Very easy one. Next. So that is the correct order.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Samarth. कहाँ लेट हो गया तू आज?
अरे तो लेट ही हुआ था, बाहर गया था.
ठीक है. Everybody solve this. Tell me after the. Sorry.
Sir, today I had the final exam in English also.
कौन सा? Maths का?
English.
How was it?
Good.
Good, very good, excellent, or only good?
Very good. I did very good.
Okay, let's talk more after the class. So everybody try this. Para jumbles in Hatha Yoga or Hat Yoga. Then tell me PQR. Which order will put PQR? Everybody write in the chat what you feel the correct order after the in Hat Yoga or in Hatha Yoga. PQR, Meghna says. Devendra says PRQ. And guys, these are very easy one. I'm going to give very difficult after that. These are very easy one. Explain me, Abhinav, why it is PRQ. You will explain me the reason, that's it.
Sir, because in Hatha Yoga, there are practices is the first one.
So first of all, you have to find out the starting sentence, right?
Yes, sir.
So in Hatha Yoga, which can be starting? P.
Sir, yes, sir.
Why P is the first? Explain to everybody. You are correct.
Sir, because it there are practices, means it should be in the first.
Because you cannot say in Hatha Yoga, comma, then and, right?
Yes, sir.
You cannot say in Hatha Yoga, comma, to purify. There is no kind of a starting clause, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's why, guys, you will say in Hatha Yoga, okay, forget this. In Hatha Yoga, there are practices. Now you have to see what can connect practices. Tell me now.
Sir, to purify the stomach.
There are practices to purify the stomach. That is why this will come first. So now I am going to.
And then Q, sir.
Correct. Got everybody? Very easy. Meghna, got it? Very easy. So read it. Meghna.
So we can also get that the Q will come in the end because of the full stop at the sentence of
But generally, see, when we do this question, we don't really put proper full stops, or you can say the capital letters. That's why. See here, to purify, T is not, T is capital still, right? Which is wrong. So yeah, there are good ideas, but better thing is logical. Good. Meghna, read it completely once. Full.
In Hatha Yoga, there are practices to purify the stomach and the alimentary canal.
Very easy, right? Thank you, Meghna. Let's try. Next one. Guys, let's do very fast because I want to do the difficult one also. Every question you just tell me which will come PQR, which order. Let me make it. Okay. Tell me, guys. Meghna, explain what should be the order and why.
So QPR is order.
Mm-hmm.
Here given first of one is calling for coordinated action between government and the judiciary to reduce the initiative will not take the reduce the initiatives will not be reduced.
Okay.
So business and boost economic activities will not, it will also not come be. So we have used here reduce is used, so we can take pendency of commercial litigations will be reduced and the economic survey.
The main point is judiciary to reduce. Reduce what? Obviously, reduce the initiative, no. Reduce the business and boost economic, no. Reduce the pendency of commercials. You are right. First statement will be this. Then
And said that here we use said that the initiative would help in improving ease of doing. Said that business and boost will not be the next.
correct. Because again, like Samarth says, full stop is one thing. Other also said that. You cannot say that the business and boost economy. This is not a complete sentence. If you just say said that business and boost economic activities, that is not the complete. Said what? That the initiative would help. That's why, right? You are right, Meghna. First is Q, then is P, and then is R. Very nice. And everybody said QPR. Very good. Thank you.
Excuse me, what
Yes,
does
Moksha.
EOBD mean? DP.
What EODB means?
Yeah.
Okay, this can be some short form of something. Generally, we use EOD, end of the day, right?
Sir,
Yeah.
Generally, we use EOD as end of the day, or EOB, end of the business, or end of the business day. So generally, in our professional world, we use EOD, right? We complete this by EOD. But I'm not sure here what EODB means because it's a taken paragraph from somewhere. So I don't know real meaning of in this context. So generally, EOD means that. I mean, you're saying something?
sir, is
Ease of doing business.
EODB
Okay.
ease of doing business?
Right. So Meghna is also saying same thing. So Moksha, you got it. It's a EODB, ease of doing business. Okay, it's a standard term again for those business terms. Ease of doing business. Okay. Thank you,
What
Meghna.
does
Thank you, Abhinav. Sorry.
Thank you. And what does commercial litigation mean?
Commercial litigation is like when somebody puts some kind of case in the court regarding like generally in India we call it PIL, right? Public initiative litigation. Litigation means you are putting a case in the court against some problem, against something against law. So calling for coordinated action between government judiciary to reduce pendency of commercial litigation means there are a lot of cases pending in the courts. So this paragraph is talking about some coordinated action is required between government and judiciary so that the pending cases can be reduced. So commercial litigation is there. Litigation can be many different types, right? Moksha, litigation can be social
Yeah.
type, litigation can be some business, let's say commercial. So litigation can have different categories. Which kind of case it is? Is it a criminal case? It is a social or like consumer case? It's a commercial case, like that. Clear? Litigation means the case which you put in the court. Thank you. Let's move on. Next one is okay. Let everybody try this. Who will solve this? Moksha will solve this. Everybody read, write your answer. Moksha, if you ready, then you can explain it once you read through this. Again, you have to find out which can come next after the private investment seems poised for. Private investment seems poised, adequate capitalization, or seems poised, expeditious resolution, or seems poised to rebound. You always look for starting sentence and connection. Those preposition, adjectives, pronouns, they are very useful. Moksha, ready?
Yeah.
Please tell me which one the next, which is the first sentence after poised?
R.
R, correct. Explain to everybody why R. You are right. This is the first one. Because investment seems poised to. We need a preposition there, right? Poised for what? Poised to do something. So that's why you are right. Poised to rebound. Guys, as I told you, preposition, adjectives, pronouns, they are very useful for connection, checking whether we are able to connect properly and logically. So private investment seems poised to rebound with efforts being made for. Now tell me, what is the next one? Made for expeditious or made for adequate capitalization for? Tell me which can be second and third.
Q.
Q can be second. Explain why. Yes, please.
Because P has a full stop at the end.
Yeah, that's a good observation. Yes, we can do that. But if I remove full stop, then can we make it out, guys? Private investment seems poised to rebound with efforts being made for. There's a very, very important word which will tell you which can be second, which can be third.
Sir, can I?
Yes, Moksha, correct.
It says and.
Wait, Abhinav. Moksha, and. Obviously, you cannot end the statement with the end, right, Moksha?
Yeah.
This cannot come in the end, guys. This cannot be the last. Or bad laws end. And what? This cannot be last. That's why this is the second. There's another way of looking at it. As I told you, you start eliminating. From this to you have to select which can be last one. Q cannot be last one. You are right, Moksha. The order is 1, 2, 3 like this. R, Q, P. Thank you. Got everybody? Abhinav, you are saying same thing?
Yes, sir.
Good.
After this, the question right will be like after this, do that without the full stop.
No, I'll remove the full stop from something. Don't worry, if you want.
Yes, sir.
But after this, we are going to do. See, this is only single statement. But after this, we are going to do some statement which are multiple sentences. Okay.
Paragraphs. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, guys, one request to everybody: when someone is speaking, and nobody else should speak in between, please. Okay. That will help a lot to do it in a better way. Next one is, if you want me to remove full stop, then I'll remove full stop first and then paste. Otherwise, you will see it. You'll say, oh, full stop is there. Okay, so this is your sentence. Everybody try this time. Abhinav will explain. Okay, everybody will write their answers on chat. Abhinav will explain. Disease is a condition experienced in the body but existing in the mind. Full stop. Then what? Think, everybody.
Sir, is it RPQ?
RPQ. Okay, explain why first has to be R. Explain to everybody.
Sir, because it's according, so that should be the first one.
Because you cannot say, oh, this is the condition X in the body, but X in the mind. So it is experienced through the mind and the body. Though I not remove the full stop here, but okay. In the deeper self, but we are not sensitive to this.
Yes, sir. And then the second one is P, and then the last one is Q.
No, why second should be P and third is Q?
Sir, the second one should be P because
Because see, it's always about
you can't
connecting.
end a sentence with this.
That is one reason. You cannot end sentence with this. And also, which can be logical connection to this is inherent. Right? You have to always see what can come here, right? After that.
Yes, sir.
So you cannot say according to the logic concept, this is inherent, so it is inherent in the deeper self. You have to complete the full phrase, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So first is R, second is P, third is Q. Got very easy, guys. Inherent means internal, yeah. Inherent, inside, it's all similar. Now, shall we do the difficult one now, or we want to do one more like this?
Difficult.
So let's start the paragraph type.
Sir, with no full stop.
Full stop important नहीं है, because इतना difficult question होगा कि full stop कुछ काम नहीं आएगा. Don't worry about full stops. Now. Okay, everyone, let's start. Say, no, give me a few seconds because I have to find out which one we should do. There are so many. This is really, really big one. These are okay. You have to, here the thing is, I am not giving you any. You have to tell me out of all of this, which can be the first, which can be second, which can be third, which can be fourth, which can be fifth. It's a very big paragraph divided into 5 sentences. And let me put some space after every sentence so that not confusing, and I'll make the font little small, okay? Otherwise, very difficult to read. I'll make it black also, better to read. This is better, right? You can read it better now. Very, very difficult. It's difficult, but you have to start thinking. To always start thinking which can be the first one. Start putting one way of views. Everybody unmute and start explaining why. Whichever you say the first one.
Sir, the American President Donald Trump one is also an option, right?
Means?
Like it's an option, right?
Wait, let me see what was the sentence. Yes, all ABCD are 5 different sentences. You have to combine all in a logical order. Yes, you are right. Okay. Very
So what's
difficult
the
one.
meaning of scrutiny?
Sorry.
What's the meaning of scrutiny?
Scrutiny means more minute look or more like more deep look, more scrutinize something, right? We look more deep into it, more closely.
Yes, sir.
That is the meaning of scrutiny. Yeah, this is a difficult one. I know, very difficult one. So start telling me which cannot be the first one. Remove the options. Which cannot be the first statement? American President Donald Trump last week announced that something. European Union, one of the largest technology has since vowed to return to favor. After all, they had learned that. Now tell me, can C be the first one? Yes, please. Can C be the first one?
Sir,
Yes or no?
No, sir, no.
Why no? You are right. Because they say after all they had. We cannot use pronoun in the first sentence ideally, right?
Yes, sir.
When
We
you say
can't.
after all they. So guys, listen very carefully. This is very good example to learn it. We cannot use they because we don't know whom they're talking about they, right? We can't say after all they had learned. So C cannot be the first step.
So we have not even discussed what is the thing. That's why we can't use the after all in first place.
So C cannot happen, right? So this is gone out of for the first step. Which else cannot be?
sir,
What's
the D one.
D. Explain Abhinav why D cannot be.
Sir, because you don't know why they do
What are
it.
we talking about? Correct? Because it
Yes,
says
sir.
the EU is expected to come out with a list of. I'm not saying it is impossible to have DS first, but there are better sentences because when you say EU is expected to come out with a list of over 100 items imported from US, it's subject to scrutiny. What is the context? Which they we don't know, right?
Yes,
This is why
sir.
D also is not appropriate as the first one. Okay.
Sir, is it A, B, D, E, C?
No, guys, I mean, no, don't do that. We're not going to do all together. First, you have to find out. See, the logic, the technique is to identify the first statement. So now tell you it in A, B, and E, which can and which cannot. Read the B. Read the B, Devendra.
The B can't be.
Why B can't be? See
Sir,
this,
can
guys. The European Union, one of the largest trading part of US, had since vowed to return to favor. Array. Since मतलब क्या उसके पहले क्या हुआ है? Nothing, right?
Since like yes, sir. We have
So B cannot be.
yes. Sir.
I told you all these are very important to find out which cannot be the first one. That is a very minute. It's a very difficult question, but it gives a lot of ideas about because once you find first one, it becomes more logical. So now choose A and E are the most appropriate which can be the first one. But how we decide based on the connection.
So can you tell why A can't be? I find no.
I am saying both A and E can happen. Now we have to see the connection.
Yes, sir. So because the last week.
So read everybody. First, American President Donald Trump last week announced that this administration would soon impose tariffs on the import of steel and aluminum for a year of time. Last one says, world leaders did well to avoid protectionist trade policy in the aftermath of Great Recession of 2008. Something we are talking about 2008, something now, some context is creating. Both A and E are creating the context, creating the introduction, right? So how to choose between this?
Sir, in A1, it's like last week, so we don't know what's the last week. So I think A can't come.
So point is, guys, see the point. Very nice, Amar. Guys, A and E both are appropriate. But you have to choose between A and E. A is telling about Donald Trump last week announced. This is a very recent thing. But world leader did well to avoid recession 2008. This is the more past one. That's why this can be the first. Got it? This is the first. So this is one. Got it? A and E both are appropriate to give a very good context. See how we select the first statement. It should give some introduction. It should give some context. It is trying to put some kind of information first, which can be reused in the coming sentence. and he has both. So it was very difficult to choose between both of them. But then we found out in the first one, he said American President Donald Trump last week announced. This is more recent one. It's a talk about 2008, something happened. So that is the better approach. We say E is the first. We'll do E first. Okay. Now think, what can be the next one?
Sir, I think in second one also C can't be there.
Think about it. What can be the next?
So I guess it's C because after all they had learned to.
After all, they had learned that they. Who is they we're talking about? World
World
leaders.
leaders.
Correct? So guys, after it has to be C. World leaders did well to avoid disease, but after all, they had learned their lessons from the global trade war of which deepened and prolonged the Great Depression. So it was thought.
But
After all,
sir,
they had learned. Yes.
but in day one, like we have to first show that who are the world leaders. So in another 3 sentences, they are in the EU, so we can.
So no, but if listen.
America. So after that,
Listen, but listen, listen. If we say American President Donald Trump, but when we want to use next sentence, we cannot say they. We have to say he, right?
Yes, sir.
So they cannot use for A, right?
Yes, sir.
The European Union, one of the largest partner US said since related to favor marriage. We cannot say they. Correct?
Yes.
European will be counted as singular. There's the problem. A and B cannot happen. The EU is expected to come out a list of over 100 items. That is totally out of context. That is why what Abhinav you said, right? C is the next one.
Yes, sir.
So E is done. C is done. Read now. E and C are done. Read it continuously. World leaders did well to avoid this. After all, they had learned their lessons from global trade of war. This. So also it was thought. Now tell me what. E and C. Next what?
Now we can use the B, I guess, because there is since, so we can just like imagine that it's from the 1930s to 200 to 200.
So now we have choice between A, B, and D, right?
Sir, is it B?
Now we have choice between A, B, and D.
Sir, is it B?
Yes, sir. I also think it's B.
So now between A, B, and D, you have to say which two statements can be together one after the other. Is it A, B, B, D, or A, D, or D? Think about it. We are done with, okay, we are done with this. So I am forgetting it. We are
Sir,
done
is
with
it
this.
A?
So this is you have to think. You have to tell me reasons. Guys, we are learning it how to do it, not the answer.
Sir, the B1 can't be it because retaliatory measures. So if
The
someone.
European Union, one of the largest trading exporters, has since vowed to return to favor this. The American president last week announced that he will soon impose traffic on the retaliate. We do relate with the response to something, right?
Yes, sir. So it should
So
be
it
A.
has to be A. Why? Because first American president is saying they will impose tariffs on the import of steel and aluminum in the US for an indefinite period of time. That is why what it says, the European, one of the largest trading partner of US related to this one, has since vowed to return in favor to return measure targeting exporters. So this is what favor they are returning, Abhinav, everybody. When we are saying that they are vowed to return the favor, what does it mean to return the favor? Can you explain, anybody? What do you mean by here? Vowed to return the favor.
They are returning the favor of importing the steel and the aluminum.
No, return the favor means, see, American president last year announced that he would soon impose tariffs on them. So they imposed some tariff. So then European also said, okay, we also put some tariff. Correct? We will return the favor to you. You are putting tariff. See, it's like that. If somebody bans something, like suppose in the current war is happening between these countries, right? So I'll give you a very good context. So now US has put some bans on Russia, right? Correct? If some of you are watching. So like yesterday, Russia also put bans on some of things on US. So we can say, oh, Russia had returned the favor. So America had done X, Russia also done the X in other way. So returning the favor. Get it? So it's saying American president is imposing tariffs on import. European also return the favor by Retaliatory measures targeting American export. And last one is D. This is very difficult, right? Now, one thing you have to be very clear. D has to come after B only. Anybody can tell why D has to come after B only? Think about it. Can anybody tell Meghna why D has to come after B? The U is expected to come out with a list of over 100 items imported from US that will be subject to scrutiny.
Sir, can I tell the reason?
Yes.
Sir, because first we have used the A, and in that we he's announcing the administration, then he will return the favor, and after that only we will
Correct.
with the list
So
of
how, right, what it return they are favoring, what favor they are returning, they will also make a list where they have to look at more, which US will scrutinize. That's it. So logical. So this is a very deep question. But if you hope you learn a lot techniques about how to identify the starting and then the connect, right? No, please ask me question if you have, then we'll do more otherwise. Any questions?
Sir, this was nice.
Right. Let's do next one. Let's try one more. Okay. We can do very interesting question. These are very interesting questions for competitive exam, as well as improving the thought process. Okay. Let's try one more, which is also very difficult. Okay. Try this one. We're going to discuss again a lot. First, let me put everything in proper A, B. Guys, take a lot of time to read, okay? Because there are 6 sentences. Start thinking which can be first, which cannot be first, which can be last, which can be last. First and last are very important.
Sir, E can't be the first one because it is.
Start writing.
Correct. One
मैंने
can't
पढ़ा,
be-
so Samarth, wait, let everybody read. Abhinav, wait, let everybody read for 2 minutes first. Devendra say F can't be first. So Devendra, explain me why.
So because first you cannot use he as pronoun, we cannot know who is
Because
he.
we don't know we are talking about whom, right? So F cannot be the first one. Very good, Devendra. Tell me, guys, next. Everybody come and anybody, one of you can unmute and tell me, sir, this cannot be first, or this has to be last, or this has to be first.
Sir, E can't be the first one.
Okay.
Sir, because
Why?
they written the results mark a remark come back. So we have not even talked about something, and it's saying he will come back.
Why? Suppose I want to give some speech. Suppose I want to introduce Samarth's very good, you can say, victory on the election, but he was lost earlier. Then I'll say, you know, guys, Samarth has really come back from his heavy defeats, which he has got few years ago. Then let's start, because it's all about put in the corner. It can be. I'm not saying it is, but it can be, right? Iraq's parliamentary election result marked a remarkable comeback. It can be good introduction sentence, right?
Yes, sir.
So think about. So F is not, F is gone. Tell me anybody else. A, B, C, D, which cannot be first one?
The C can't be because it was important at a time when Iraq was new religion challenges.
For the Al-Fatih bloc, a coalition party leader that have close ties with Iran, complete power was important time when Iran is facing news, and they ran a large pro-Shia campaign. Okay, C cannot be. Okay. Anybody else? Meghna, Shania, Shaurya, Moksha, what can be the first one or what cannot be first one?
So D cannot be first one.
D cannot be first one. Okay, do one thing. Let Meghna tell about why D can be the cannot be first one, and then Devendra say why A is the first. Okay. Let first Meghna says D.
So here, Mr. Sadra, on the other side, we are talking about on the other side.
Problem.
So,
Very good, Meghna. Guys, the moment you said Mishra on the other side, where was the first side? If you don't explain the first side, how can we use the other side? We cannot use it, right? Good. So no choice between A, B. Tell me between A, B, which cannot be first or which can be first. Make Devendra.
Sir, I think first, yes, sir.
A. Prime Minister who led the Victory Alliance bet on the gains the Iraqi made. This is war against to win political points. Okay.
E cannot be.
He cannot be. Anybody else? Anything between A, B, and E?
Because in E it is written the results marked, and the first way here it is in the A1 it's written bet against the and under a win the political points. So
We'll talk about A and E later. First about B. Can B be the first guy?
Sir,
Sure.
for all the main blocks, sir, for all the main blocks in the B, for all the main blocks,
The
make
main
what is the
what
parameter
was for all the main blocks in that. So B
for all the
cannot be,
main
right?
blocks.
So B cannot, right? Now it's choice
Sir,
between A and E. Tell me,
yes,
guys.
sir, it's A. It's definitely A.
I want others to answer. Abhinav, Achintya,
Yes, sir.
Meghna, A and E. How you decide?
A, sir.
Explain how.
Here we can see bet on the gains. There he is betting, Prime Minister is betting on something to win on the other party also.
And guys, one more way to see is, even if you suppose say, you can say let A or E. So let's say I put A or E as the first one. We don't know, but it also depends that, because sometimes when you do all this and see, oh, what cannot come in the end or what cannot come in the other places because there is no other not logical connection. No, why E cannot and why A can? See, what A says. Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi, who led the Victory Alliance, bet on the gains the Iraqi army made under his leadership in the war against Islamic. Don't you think it is a continuation of something? It can be, but it looks like a continuous sentence, something, right?
Yes, sir, because in first he wins the political points, and in the E that he results are marked with the election and the right all things.
That's why, in my opinion, first has to be E, because Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi, who led the Victory Alliance, this bet on the gains the Iraqi army made under his leadership in the war against Islamic State. But see, the E is just E is directly a context-setting statement. Iraqi private election results marked a comeback for Muqt al-Sadr. So let's assume E is there. No, if suppose E is the first one, suppose. And I'll explain you when I finish it why E is better choice than E. And why E is better choice than A. So if E is the first one, which is the connection statement from E next one? We're talking about Muqtada al-Sadr. Which has to be the next logically?
C, sir.
Think.
Sorry, I think first E, sir, after that A. Because remark will come back for Mustard, but Prime Minister.
Say again.
A, sir. After E, A should come.
Sir, is
Acha,
it-
if you put A,
Sir, but even if we put the E at the first, he says that a remarkable comeback for.
so I am starting with E only, not A. I'll tell you why. So I'm starting with E only. E is the first one. That's why I put first here, right?
But sir, we don't even know that who is Makutara all.
So that's why we don't know who is Muqtada al-Sadr. So next statement has to be about al-Sadr, right?
Yes, sir.
So now you read what can be. Well, either it can be D, but Mr. Sadr on the other side. No, we cannot say D because on the other side.
Is it
And
F?
we can use F also, right? He is the nationalist Shia cleric who for years had been sidelined both by Iraqi experts and Iraqi backers. Because he can be used only for the person, either it has to be D or F. Correct?
F, E, F,
Correct.
B.
Right, Akshitya? So after E, it has to be F. So we done the F as second one. So
Correct.
E is then
Why F came after E? I think A should come after E.
okay. When you say he is the next, she parameter. I mean, this is where is the connection between E and F? Sorry, E and A. Iraq's parliamentary election result marked the remarkable comeback for Muqtada al-Sadr. And then we start talking about Prime Minister. It's totally, this is not the way to do. So, Samar, E and A are not related, right?
Okay, sir.
So, that's why I'm saying, if we are talking about Muqtada al-Sadr, then we have to talk about him more. So, that's why either it can be F, he is the national Shia cleric, or it can be D, Mr. Sadr, who on the other side. But why we are not using D? Because it says on the other side. So, first we have to say who is Muqtada al-Sadr. That's why we use the F, because of this. He is the national Shia, okay? Now, what is after E and F?
Sir, then we can use the A, I guess, because then we will like tell that he is a prime minister.
Yeah, this is not as easy as things like. So we talked about Shia cleric al-Sadr, who for years has been sidelined for both by Iraqi establishment and Iranian backers. Think guys, what can be? Between A, B, C, D, E, what can be next after F?
Sir, B can't be.
B, sir.
Sorry? Meghna?
I think it was B, sir, next.
B has to be next. Why? You are right, but why?
Because who for years, yeah, it's Iranian baker is the May 12. After discussing this, we should discuss about the parliamentary oath.
Correct. So say B came next. And I'll tell you somewhat why B has to become, because there is a logical connection between B and, so B is the next. What is the next one after B immediately? The May-12 parliament was crucial for all the main blocks in Iraq.
So then we can use the C because he's talking about the blocks.
See, sir.
Blocks in Iraq. Think. If you say B, the May-12 parliament vote was crucial for all the main blocks in Iraq for the Al-Fath block. But don't you think for the Al-Fath block, something is missing before that?
Yes, sir.
Think more. What else can come?
It may be A, sir.
It has to be A, right?
Yes, sir.
Who led a victory alliance better the gains the Iraqi army made. So, A. And now after A, you can say, because they talked about this, no, you can say C, right? Guys, this has to be in this order. These two has to be in this order. You cannot separate F and B. They have to be together. A and C has to be together. Because Prime Minister, this is win the winning point, and then say, for the Al-Fath block, coalition party leaders have this ties with Iran, this. And so, say it's a logical connection between F and B and then A and C. And last what?
It will be D.
Other side. Because now it's the concluding with the totally opposite way, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you read all this way, you will get why we chose E as the first. Because if you choose A in the first, you cannot use anywhere E. Guys, if you start with A, you will not find any place for E to put it. See? Can you use E in the end? No. Because when you discuss everything, you cannot say parliamentary election result marked a remark comeback for Muqtada al-Sadr. Correct?
Yes.
That is why we told the whole story and then we are telling now about this, right?
Because he has been already mentioned in that.
Correct. So the problem is, if we don't use E in the starting, we cannot put E anywhere because all are blocked. A, B is together, A, C is together. So if A put in starting, then problem. That's why E has to be first, which is better than A. That is the other way of doing the rearrangement of sentences. Very difficult one.
Yes, sir. It was little difficult.
See, initially first 6 examples are so easy, right?
Yes, sir.
But this is how it works, guys.
And E and A one was very logical.
But guys, yes. But guys, you understand how we put the... See, it's very important to find out which can be first, which cannot be first, or which can be the last, or which can be last. All other things, see, all this statement in between will based on the connection. But the starting and end sentence will depend upon logical key or what a statement cannot start with, or what a statement has to start with, because it has to set the context, it has to give some introduction. All the sentences which use yet, then, thus, hence, on the other side, you cannot use in the starting, correct? We'll continue this more tomorrow, because this is still to learn more, because we'll do at least 5-6 more so that you get a very good idea about how to arrange. Okay, tomorrow I make you a little easier if you feel this is difficult.
Are we going to do another one of these?
Today, no, it's already 10 minutes over, but we're going to do tomorrow more on this. Okay,
Okay, sir. Sir, it was an interesting.
it's an interesting topic, very intense, very deep topic. Okay, any question, anyone? Abhinav, Devinder, Meghna, Moksha. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.